está bien bonita, mire.
Mi familia is bringing 2 boys down from NIcaragua.
These children are precious, like they're all over the world and they have needs.
It's pretty crazy how dirty this stream looks.
I just want to fall on the ground and cry.
Hi, I'm Brandy.
And I'm Daniel.
And you're watching the Nicaragua edition of All Over the World. We're here on location with the Missionographer Network, filming some amazing things that's going on. What are they going to see, Daniel?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that's really cool that's going on right now, you can even see behind us, is there's an eye clinic going on, free eye exams, free glasses for people that need them. This is people that otherwise wouldn't be getting care. So that's one thing that's going on.
Food giveaway?
Absolutely. Free food for the kids, you know, games. We're preaching the gospel to them, so we're presenting not just their physical needs, but their spiritual needs as well.
So in this episode, we've got a great preview of missionaries. We've got baby homes, children's homes, feeding programs, eye doctors. You're going to see some amazing stuff here on Nicaragua, All Over the World.
I'm Ted. I'm here on visiting down to Nicaragua, visiting Sandy Britnell, who's a missionary here for an infant orphanage, and we came today to a place by the sugarcane fields.
It's just all of this is sugarcane, all you see here, and this is for thousands of acres. Beyond those trees is the ocean. I mean, we're that close to the ocean.
To do a feeding program for the kids, and also we did an informal eye clinic, really about glasses helping people see.
This is our pastor.
La pastora, mucho gusto.
This is Sandra, and this is Ada. She's the maestra
Oh, she's the teacher of
para
the
la
school.
escuela.
I think we saw 12 or 13 people. Most were adults and some kids. But the standout for me today was the lady who sews for a living, but she can't read, and she doesn't even know her numbers.
So she's a sewer, and she has to sew for a living,
Okay.
and so she can't see. And then when she tries to sew, it hurts. There's a lot of pain involved.
And read the letters. If they don't know the letters, we have them look and call the number. And so we were able to get her glasses so that she could do her job better and her eyes not hurt.
Puede ver mejor. Yeah, she sees it better.
Dr. Ted is helping in amazing ways in Nicaragua. Missionaries not only provide food, education, and medical care, they also help people with their spiritual needs. While we were there, missionographer Dave Matheson got a chance to share God's love with the children.
Just having a little fun talking to this guy. His name is Arington. He's one of the boys that we spoke to in this group of children. These children are precious, like they're all over the world, and they have needs. Those needs are not just physical, but they're spiritual also. So what we did was give them a little evangelistic message about hope that planted seeds in their lives, and these seeds later will become trees, and those trees will bear fruit for their own lives and for the lives of people around them. And that's why we came here.
Hi, we're Stephen and Casey, and we're having a great time on our missionographer trip here in Nicaragua.
Yep, we're here in Los Cedros at the Children of Destiny Children's Home, and we're here with the director, Miss Sandy Britnell.
Well, I just want to welcome you all to the ministry. Thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing your talents and your abilities and serving the Lord with us this week. We're delighted to have you.
Well, tell us about your ministry here. What do you do?
Well, I moved here 17 years ago with my family and started a home up in Jinotega, which you will see while you're here this week. We have about 30 children up there, mostly older children that are beautiful. I'm excited for you to meet them. And then here in Los Cedros, we opened this home about like 06, and we have 20 children here right now. And sometimes we have a big turnover here. Some of the children are adopted out. A lot of them stay. So I'm just excited to show you around, and thank you for being with us this week.
Great. That's great, Sandy. So today on our show, we have a lot in store for you. Up next, you're going to hear all about Sandy's ministry here.
Hi, I'm Sandy, Globe Missionary to Nicaragua. So the Lord called me to be a missionary as a young child, and I was raised on the mission field in Colombia, South America, and I watched my parents really serve the tribal people that they loved so much, and I really wanted to be like them as a child. And as I grew, my parents gave me more and more responsibility. They called me their co-missionary. So when I was 15, they started really promoting me as a missionary myself, and I loved that. And so that's the way I wanted to spend my life, being a missionary. So we operate 2 homes here in Nicaragua, homes for children, under the name of Children of Destiny Nicaragua. And we have 1 location up in the mountains of Jinotega, primarily older children there. And we have another location in Los Cedros, and our emphasis in Los Cedros is for the younger children that have been abandoned or abused. All of our children are brought to us by the government. They come to us legally through basically social services of the country. We did not realize, but we're getting 4 new children. I think she called, the Ministry of the Family called and told somebody, but we didn't get word until they walked out in the door. So it looks like it's 4 boys. We're really interested in the whole child. We don't want to just give them food. You know, what they really need, most of all, is love. Education is important too. You know, we really want these children to leave our site well educated so that they can become members of their own society and start to help take care of some of Nicaraguans' social problems as a Nicaraguan and not as an American, but pass that vision on to them. But as far as the healing of the child, it takes time to heal that soul. It takes time to really instill in them that they are valuable. That's a big challenge, to take a child who's been abused by his own family and turn that around and make them feel valuable. So here in Los Cedros, we have a unique challenge. These are younger children, primarily 6 years and younger. We have some older children here, but only because they have siblings with us. So we keep the family groups together, which I'm really happy about. We hope one day the government will find adoptive families for them. They'll have a home and a forever family. But in the meantime, because the bureaucracy moves so slowly, some of these children have been with us 3 and 4 years because they're having trouble finding their family or getting the parent to sign away parental rights. So we make a commitment to that child to 24/7 to take care of the child until the government takes care of their file and they get their real family.
Sandy was here years ago. The orphanage was just starting when I first came, and I had the privilege of meeting her, and she really inspired me. And she has been a missionary from a very young age and has lived in many countries, and she really built this place from the ground up. We would not be here today if it had not been for all of her efforts, and we would not be able to continue if it wasn't for her continued efforts.
Welcome to Jinotega. This is the first home that we opened back in 2000, and we opened with 7 children. Now we have 30 children here full-time. So our needs here are for more partners, more folks to partner with us in the ministry, more sponsors to really take responsibility or help us with the responsibility of an individual child. Financially, there's no end to, I mean, this is a 17-year-old ministry, and the home in Jinotega is 15 years old. A lot of things need to be repaired up there. If I could talk to all the supporters personally that financially participate in this ministry monthly, I would just like to say your presence is here because you have stood by this ministry month after month. You provide the food, the clothing, the loving care from our nannies and our staff. You help me send these children to school. Your partnership is making all the difference, and you just need to know that.
Tell me about what you experienced there.
Well, we're here in Nicaragua, and we're missionographers here, shooting for a orphanage, children's home here. And I was just told of this little girl named Allison. She's 4 months old, this little baby, and her caretaker was telling me that For the first 3 months of her life, she spent in a hospital. Her biological mother had tried to kill her after she was born. She kicked in her skull. She broke all of her limbs. Thankfully, they were able to get the baby to the hospital and she didn't die. But she was showing me, I touched the back of her head and she just has no skull. The back of her head is completely soft. You can, if you were to just push there, you could kill her. There's no skull. The doctors were saying that she's not going to be able to live a normal life, but we believe that, through the power of Jesus, she will be able to live a normal life. As I was getting this story, I was kind of torn between this place of feeling excited that I got such a, an emotional story captured on film, and then also feeling this just ache on the inside that I just want to fall on the ground and cry over this situation, over this girl.
Well, I was trying to get Sandy to get an interview with her here on the grounds, and when I went up to try to get her attention, there was a little boy. He was about, I think he's about 3 or 4. He's been here for close to 5 months now. And last night, they were changing his clothes and everything, and he had lifted his shirt, and he has some scars on his chest and on his arms. And they asked him where they came from. I'm sorry. I was trying not to think about it. He said, "My papa did that." It's just so hard for a child that young to realize that his father did that to him. She was trying to show us the scars so we could get it on video. And he's so ticklish that every time they pulled up his shirt, he just kept giggling and laughing. And I can tell that he feels safe here. And that's the best part.
I feel like that's something we missionographers have to deal with, is living between this place of capturing just these horrible events and really showing the world what's going on. And in that moment, just seeing Christ's love for that situation.
Wow, what a powerful, amazing story that Sandy had to share just about giving her life, both on and off the field, and being able to inspire so many people in the realm of missions and impacting lives.
So we're here now with Josh and Diana Britnell. They're missionaries here in Nicaragua. They've been here for a little over a year. They're director of the children's home here in Nicaragua. And what would you like to say just to greet the people?
You know, we too were inspired by Sandy's leadership and just the work that she's done, and we decided to come and join the team here in Nicaragua.
Awesome. So enjoy as we watch this next little segment and learn a little bit more about the details of what Josh and Diana do here.
We were in a place in life where we were ready. We were at the point where we said, God, open the door. We didn't care where it was, to be honest.
So when they got married and they started exploring God's call in their life, we walked with them through that time. And a few years ago, I asked them to consider coming to Nicaragua and serving with this ministry. And so here we are.
We knew when we came 9 years ago that Sandy did things with excellence, and that was something that really impressed us about the work here and the work that she does.
Jesus te ama. Jesus te ama.
Now we're a part of it, so we hope we're carrying on that excellence.
About a year ago, Josh and Diana Britnell moved down and moved into the house, from the missionary house here on site in Los Cedros. And having an on-site missionary 24/7 has really improved our care. The care of the children, the family atmosphere that they provide.
We're doing this. It's hard to think, okay, I'm here in the States, I'm living my life, I'm paying house payment, I have car payment, I have kids, or whatever you have, and then say, okay, how do I drop all of this and then go on the field? Well, it doesn't come to that. There are a lot of small steps to get to that point. And Diana and I talked about this, and I said, you know, by the time we step onto the plane to leave Nicaragua, we will have said yes to a lot of little steps. go to church and they learn from their tias, and we do Bible time with them in the morning, and also they do a Bible time at night where we sing songs and do Bible story and pray with them and talk to them about Jesus. A little boy come just recently, his dad killed his uncle, and now the uncle's family wants to kill all of them. We had a little girl whose mom tried to kill her right when she was born, so she spent the first 3 months in the hospital. My vision for them is that they get the seed of the gospel, that they learn about Jesus, that they learn to love him, they learn to know him, they learn to sense his love and his presence.
We just received 4 brothers. They are 1 year apart. And we just got them from Mi Familia, the government. We're on our way to the doctor right now. And just even on your most tired days, you walk over there and they're just excited to see you, and they're ready to be loved and to give love. And so when times get hard, I have to walk across the bridge. I have to walk to the ministry, and I have to just start giving, because then I just receive the joy and the love. And
it helps bring things in focus when times are tough and it's hot and whatever's going on. Yeah, and then you say, why are we here? Oh, this is why we're here. We're here because of these kids.
I still have this balance of being a mother to my own children and being a tia to the children here, and so I have to constantly balance. I realize as I'm driving through Nicaragua that this is normal for the world. Like what I see, the poverty I see, this is how most of the world lives.
They've literally cut sticks out of the forest.
I grew up in the States in a really wealthy country, and that's actually not the normal. This is the normal, and so I love being part of the normal.
We get newsletters from missionaries who have been on the field for decades, and we have so much respect for so many of them that we know, and we're getting to work alongside of them. And
they've been here now for more than a year, and they are being such a huge blessing to the ministry here. A lot of leadership abilities, a good heart to submit to leaders over them, and I have great respect for Josh and Diana.
You can pray for us this year that we hear from God. That our commitment here is 2 years, and we're halfway through it, so we're praying that God would speak to us what we're supposed to do next.
I'm really honored that people would believe in us, and that they would support us, and that they continue to believe and support us, because we couldn't do it without them. People say that all the time, but you really can't be in full-time ministry without the help of others.
Last night we were just sitting around doing, going through footage and that kind of thing, and they got a call that there were a couple of kids that had come down to the Managua Center from Jinotega that they just needed to go pick up.
Okay, that was a call from Ivan, and the 2 kids are gonna come in 40 minutes, and we have to pick them up from Mi Familia, and I hope they are good. They will come from Jinotega. They have a 3-hour ride behind, and so we have to pick them up and bring them here, and the beds are ready for the kids.
Victor was standing there, got a phone call, and he says, okay, gotta go. And he did. They just left.
So when they came back, we went out immediately to the driveway, and as they were pulling in, I guess we realized there was one in a car seat, and one had fallen asleep in Janetta's arms, and it was super cute. She got out of the car, and he was like sprawled out in her arms, just. And the other one, as soon as we walked him down and they took him into the dorm, he just sat down and started playing with some toys.
2 boys, Jeffrey and Sion. So they're brothers, 3 years old and 5 years old. All we have is their names and where they came from. So they came from up north.
Probably in 2 or 3 days we will get this story and everything important about what we should knew about them and their families.
But right now they're here, they're safe, they're calm, and they're tired, so they're ready to go to bed. So we're we have beds ready for them and food ready if they need it, but it looks like they're ready to go to sleep. So they're safe for now.
The interesting thing about it is it was unusual that they had to go pick up a kid. Usually they'll bring the kids here. And so, but there was just that sense of urgency. You know, you're thinking, okay, well, what kind of situation can a kid possibly be in that they're going to call them at 8 o'clock at night and you get, hey, come get these kids. Boy, what a great story. Josh and Diana Britnell, just young missionaries starting their time on the field. They've been in Los Cerros for barely a year, but they've really gone after it and learned some tremendous things. It's really been a joy to be around them. Speaking of joy, this is Joy Pulsifer. She's been here in the Jinotega home, the director of it, for 9 or 10 years now. Joy, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, as you said, I'm the director of the children's home here, so it involves sort of a lot of oversight and decision making and communication, liaison with the government organizations that we have to work with. Also, just sort of overseeing the farm a little bit, and it's been a great help having Blake and Ashley Ritchie here because they've been able to lift a lot of the load that I was carrying, and they've been a huge help, so I'm very happy to have them here. And I'm happy to be here myself. This was my dream since I was a child, to work with children in an orphanage setting, though we do prefer the term children's home because it's really a home for children where we get to show them love, and this is where they live. So, but I have to say that I feel very blessed to be here. I have a job I love, living in a place that I love. God has truly blessed me by sending me here.
Well, that's terrific. Let's just see a little bit more of what Joy does around here in Jinotega.
When I was 10 years old, I read the biography of Amy Carmichael. She was a missionary to India, and I finished the book and I turned to my dad and said, Daddy, when I grow up, I'm going to run an orphanage. I knew at that point that that was God's call on my life. It was 20 years later, when I was 30, that I actually came to Nicaragua.
Joy Pulsifer came on a missions trip for 1 week about 11 years ago. And she asked me at the end of the week, she said, would it be okay if I came down? I want to finish my education, but when I'm done, can I come down and maybe stay a year, up to a year? And I said, oh, Joy, that would be great. Let's plan on that. And sure enough, she came back about a year later and said, I'm here for a year, and it was 10 years ago.
Sometimes I feel like a lot of my jobs are just little things here and there. It's hard to, I feel like it's very hard to point and say, that's my job, that's what I do. My vision for this ministry is to see the children who come in our care learn to know and love God, to grow up to be men and women of God. All of the other minor visions to become more self-sustainable in our agriculture program, to expand and build more buildings and rooms. All of these are really just to support the main goal that in my heart is to see the children grow to love God. The children who come here are often the worst cases. We're somewhat of a home of last resort for the government. Children who are very severe cases, who need additional counseling, or who they have tried to place in foster homes and they've not been able to succeed in that kind of environment. They bring them to us. One thing that I feel very happy about is often children who went maybe through 3 different foster homes, they come here and this is it. They fit. They know that they belong here and they're happy. One of our greatest successes is seeing them graduate from high school. This is not necessarily something that is normal in Nicaragua. Not everyone is able to graduate from high school. Just getting through 6th grade is considered a big achievement, and yet the children who grew up with us have all graduated from high school.
Joy is a hero. Here she is, a single lady who has been willing to lay down all other aspirations and come and serve the children of Hinotega. Joy has been very, very self-sacrificing in that process and given up a lot in order to add so much value to the ministry in Hinotega. We really love Joy.
We have 30 children here at the moment. Beds are becoming scarce. The greatest need we have is for funds to expand, but also we need funds for everyday operation. We need funds to pay for the children's education. We just need funds for groceries. To feed 30 children takes quite a bit, for additional staff, and we also need prayer. The children who come in have been usually very severely abused, and we need wisdom and strength and energy to help them and to give each child the individual attention that they need. I'd like to tell my supporters thank you for making it possible for me to come down here. As a missionary here, I'm responsible for raising my own support, and the many supporters who have helped me every month for many years have made that possible. They've made it possible for me to help the children and for the privilege of living and working here. So thank you. What gives me the most joy is seeing the children who come in often very traumatized slowly begin to heal because of the love that God has for them. To see them change from being hurt and angry and scared to being open and vibrant and happy because they know that they're safe with God.
Wow, what an amazing story from Joy Pulsifer, someone who is giving her life out here in Nicaragua to really make an impact on these kids. We've heard some powerful stories from Josh and Diana Britnell and Sandy Britnell of changing lives and really addressing root issues, not only changing lives, but literally changing Nicaragua one life at a time.
Absolutely. It's been an honor to serve alongside Sandy and be able to really show these stories as a missionographer. If you are interested in coming with us on one of these trips, an all over the world missionographer trip, go ahead and check out missionographer.com for more information. We would love to have you. And like I said, Sandy, it's just been such an honor to be able to serve alongside your ministry on this trip.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thank you so much, and for your whole team. We have had a lot of fun this week. We've done some hard work, but it's been great to be able to just show you what the Lord's done here and be able to convey our story. And like I said earlier, just to give these children a voice. Thank you for that.
So from all of us here with All Over the World,
Adios, Dios te bendiga. Nicaragua. Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
R. There's an R. It's not a W.
Nicaragua.
There we go.
Nicaragua.
They're the directors, actually, at the children's home there in Los Cerdos. Los Cedros. It's not the pig. That was really good up until the pig part.